Hi guys, here we are again with another unsigned advice video, and this one's all about getting your music posted by blogs and journalists. First off, doing your own PR isn't easy, and if it was, then PR companies wouldn't exist. If you have the budget, then a good music PR company can give you the edge when it comes to landing features. But we're musicians, and we've already spent our budget on that new loop pedal or that theremin we're definitely going to use one day. Being serious though, up-and-coming musicians with regular person budgets can't always shell out for professional PR services. So here's our advice on taking it into your own hands and landing awesome reviews, features and column inches for your music. So let's start from the beginning. Remember to make a solid plan. We'd recommend only doing a press campaign around a new release rather than a track or album that's already out there, and starting work around 4 to 6 weeks before your release date. Obviously, don't start your campaign too far in advance of your release, but it's important to give bloggers and journalists enough time before your drop date to set up a feature. So where do you start? Well, a good place to start is by making a spreadsheet of every single blog, magazine and publication out there that covers your style of music. Oh, and make sure they definitely do cover your genre and style. If not, it's going to be a waste of everyone's time. A Google search for music reviews or music blogs should bring up plenty of options, or you can check a site like Hype Machine for a huge list of the best music blogs out there. Then, find each blog's contact email and if possible a contact name. While lots of sites might only have a contact at or info at email, which is fine, you'll find some that include a direct email to the editor or a staff writer, which is even better. You'll usually find a blog or a magazine's contact details on their contact or about page, but if not, you can always use a tool like hunter.io, which scrapes the internet for email addresses linked to a certain domain. We'll leave that in the link below. You can also send tracks to blogs through sites like SubmitHub. SubmitHub has a free submission option, and you can pay $1 to get guaranteed response, whether that's accepting your track for a feature or giving you a reason why it wasn't accepted. So now that you've got a long list of targets, it's time to put together a press release and electronic press kit, also known as an EPK. Your press release and EPK is your chance to really grab people's attention, so make it count. Before we get into the details of writing and creating an EPK, there's two big things to keep in mind. Make it interesting and make it easy for the person receiving your email. Music bloggers receive literally hundreds of emails from artists, managers and PR people every day. So if they open your email, it needs to be quick and easy for them to find out who you are, what you sound like, and any important stuff like press shots and social media links. So yeah, keep that in mind as we go on. Let's start with the press release itself. You should start with a nice heading announcing who you are and what's going on. Something like, Band X set to release debut single Song 1. Or Band X announces support slot with bigger Band X alongside new single Song 1. It's usually a good idea to include your favourite press shots directly under your heading. A picture is worth 1,000 words, so this can give readers a quick look at what you're all about. Next, include links to your music with the anchor text "Listen here" or something similar. Remember to always include links to your music. Don't attach them to the email as MP3 or WAV file. Downloading attachments from someone you don't know is risky, so most blogs won't even bother trying to download a file from an email and will probably just delete it straight away. So how can you link to a track that hasn't already been released yet? Well, it's actually really easy. You can create a private SoundCloud link or unlisted YouTube video so you can share it with a select number of people in advance of your release date. That way, only people with the direct link will be able to listen to your track. On SoundCloud, just click Private in the Basic Info tab of the track uploader. The orange padlock shows that the track is private. And on YouTube, just select Unlisted when uploading your vid. Simple as that. Then just make sure to use these links in your press release. You can make them live on your release date or take them down at that point, it's up to you. Okay, so now it's time to get into the main content of the press release. One thing to remember is to keep things factual. Don't lie or make claims that aren't true. You'll quickly get found out. There's a lot of advice out there on how to structure a press release, so feel free to read around, but generally you can split it into sections or paragraphs. The first one is your pitch. This is where you should get the main point across. Elaborate on your heading and let the reader know some specifics, like dates, notable producers or collaborators. Next comes important further info. Here's your chance to add a little more colour and show why your music should be featured. Explain your new release, tour or other news in more detail and let the reader know why it is worth their time. Then move on to your artist bio. Let the reader know a little bit more about you with a brief bio and overview of your music, history, influences, style, etc. If you have any positive quotes or glowing endorsements from previous blog or press coverage, make sure to include them under this section too. You could also include a direct quote from yourself about the release for bloggers to use. Remember, some bloggers who are short on time might just copy and paste parts of your press release straight into their feature, so keep this in mind when you're writing it. Finally, you want to sign off with your contact email, something like please contact something@gmail.com for interviews, guest list requests, or more info. Also, link all of your social media channels here, as well as your EPK, which should have plenty of high resolution images to choose from and can be hosted on a platform like Dropbox or Google Drive. Okay, so you've got your press release and EPK ready. You've got a spreadsheet full of potential contacts and you're ready to start sending out your music. The first big tip for contacting bloggers is to email each one individually, perhaps with a personalized message introducing yourself for every individual blog. You can mention a recent feature they did on a similar artist in your message, something like, I saw you reviewed this artist last week. If you like them, I think you'll love this track too. This approach shows that you've taken the time to actually read their blog and you're not just blindly sending out your release en masse. Now, this can be time consuming, but it's worth it. Shortcuts like CCing every contact into one email won't improve your chances of features. If you really don't want to send out individual emails, you could BCC your contacts into one email. BCC, which stands for blind carbon copy, hides the other email addresses you've sent to, but you won't be able to personalize each one. Plus, they can see they become BCC'd. Next, don't send your press release as an attachment. As I said before, unknown email attachments always make for risky clicks. Instead, copy and paste your entire press release into an email draft and put your personalized hello message above it. That way, everything is right there for them as soon as they open your email. They can see your press shot, read your press release, and click through to listen to your tracks direct from the email. It's all about making it easy for them. We'll leave a couple of other resources for you in the description below. We've got a press release template and guide on our blog and another article all about creating an EPK, which you should definitely check out. PR campaigns can be hit or miss. Try not to get too frustrated if you don't land any big features first time around. Just by getting your name in their inbox is a start. It's all about building relationships and showcasing your releases to the point where a blogger will be happy to see you appear in their inbox. This can take time, but don't give up. If you don't get any responses, don't be afraid to send a polite follow-up email after a week or so to make sure that your email didn't get lost in a busy inbox. But don't pester people repeatedly or you'll just end up burning bridges. Well, that's it for now. Just let us know in the comments if you have any questions or if you've landed any great blog features in the past doing your own PR campaigns. We'd love to hear your tips and advice. I hope this has been helpful. If it was, don't forget to like and subscribe for more unsigned advice. Thanks guys, see you next time.